Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have a 2024 Ranger Raptor and we're installing a 30-inch light bar. First thing we're going to do is remove the push pins from the top cover. So get a flathead screwdriver, get it in the groove, lift off the top. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now that we got all the clips removed, we'll go ahead and take the top cover off. See what else is holding it. There it goes. Alright, next thing we want to do is loosen these two 8mm bolts. Actually, I'll take it back. We're not loosening them, we're removing them. The next thing we have to remove is this lower trim piece because it is hiding a few bolts there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a prying tool and just work my way corner until it pops out. There we go. I'm going to grab it and I'm just going to unclip the rest of it. It goes all together. Bam! Next thing we're going to do is remove these two 8mm bolts that are holding the grill from the bottom. So on the bottom there are two 8mm bolts on the side and there's also one in the middle, so I'm going to remove that one as well. So before I remove the grill, I like to put some tape on the bumper so that way it doesn't get scratched accidentally. This step is optional, but I highly recommend it. So now, since everything's loose, we can pry these clips off and remove the grill. So we're going to get ourselves in the corner and kind of pull on it a little bit. See, and I release these clips. And we're going to do the same thing on the passenger side. There it is. So now I see that this wire with this harness is going to go with the grill. I want to go ahead and loosen these clips so that way I can pull it off all as one unit. So there it is, one. You just kind of pry it and pull it up. Pry it and pull it up. Okay, so let me summarize everything. There's two 8mm bolts on top that were removed. There's three 8mm bolts on the bottom that were removed. We disconnected the clips as well as the harnesses for the camera. And we also disconnected the clips and the harnesses for the windshield washer tube. And now we're ready to remove it. So here it is. It all comes off as a unit. Now that we have the grill off, it's time to install the 30-inch brackets. When you look at the bracket design, you do get a driver and a passenger. Notice one of the sides is flat, and we made that so that way it clears this push pin. And we'll be installing like this. Take out the factory bolt, slide it through the M&R bracket. And we're going to do the same thing on the passenger side. And now we're going to install the light bar. So what I like to do, I like to finger tighten it. I'm going to put the grill back on so that way I can make sure that the light bar fits well through the opening. And then we'll do the final positioning. So how do we like it? I like all the LEDs to line up on the bottom row. You just loosen this and slide the light bar down. Oh, it looks pretty cool. Love it. Let's go ahead and do the wiring on the light bar. I'm going to show you how to use the auxiliary switches. Ford actually put auxiliary switches at different parts of the truck. So the first one will be the yellow wire, which is auxiliary number 6. Based on the chart, it's a 25 amp fuse and it's a yellow wire. If you look behind the auxiliary fuse box, you'll see 3 more switches, number 1, 2, and 5. The violet with the green. Number 2 is blue and orange. 5 is green and brown. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use switch number 2, for example. That's the blue and orange wire. I'll take the protective cap off and I am going to strip it. There we go. I'm going to put a crimp connector on it so that way we can connect the light bar to the positive. So that's going to be our positive. And as far as the light bar wire, your light bar comes with 2 wires. One is the red wire, which is the positive wire. That's the one we're going to connect to the auxiliary wire. And then there's also ground. If you ordered a dual function light bar, you actually do get an extra power source here for the amber DRL, and that would be the blue wire. So you would have to use 2 power sources. So for the red wire, we're going to connect it to auxiliary switches. For the ground wire, there is a black wire with a yellow stripe, which is also connected to the fuse box. That could be used as a ground. We're going to put a crimp connector on our ground. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and connect the red to the blue wire, and I'm going to use the ground, which is the black wire with the yellow stripe. And let's go ahead and take a look if it worked. And now we're going to go ahead and put the grill back on. And this is how you install a 30-inch slide bar on the Ranger Raptor. Thank you guys for watching. I know you're going to love the product.